Why do you gamble? You want to get rich quickly, but the economic odds are stacked against you. I'm going to share with you why in a second. The smartest thing the lottery owners did is to convince gamblers that it's 100% fair, it's 100% unbiased. Once you get your predictions and statistics right, I'm not the one on the pitch, so I don't have any direct influence on the players or whatever outlet you choose to bet on. They create this illusion of freedom. That's what they do. Now, here's why it's very unfair. When a man tills the ground, cultivates his crops, nurture it up onto the point of harvest, he's most likely to generate a profit. Perhaps he might make a few bad decisions here and there. The wind and the weather might defeat his effort, but the chances of making a profit are always in his favor. However, when you turn to the gambling tables, your chances are reversed. The odds are now in the favor of the housekeeper. Why? Because it's a business. A business is more likely to generate a profit. You roll a dice. If it turns red to the uppermost, you get 4 times your initial amount at the dealer's expense. However, if it turns any of the 5 sides of the cube, you lose your money. Question: can any man occasionally win in such a system that is designed to make you lose? Exactly. Well, the arguments against this now is, well, I've seen this guy, he got rich off the lottery. I've seen this guy. What about this guy? What about that guy? You're talking about a few percentage, a small subset. Like I said, those winnings translate to losses on the lottery's balance sheet. Like the farmer, he might make a few decisions but here and there. The weather might defeat his efforts, which ultimately translates to losses. But most likely than not, the lottery company is more likely to generate a profit. And those are the kind of people they emphasize on. They pay the media to hype them up. They post them on their social media page. They use those people as models to encourage gamblers to keep throwing their money in gambling. Don't worry, one day you too you're going to win. Here's this guy, he got rich off the lottery. I would argue that you know more lottery gamblers, you know more lottery losers than winners. How many people do you know personally who got rich off the lottery? Actually got rich off the lottery. How many people do you know? Exactly. As it would always be, because it's a business, there's always going to be more losers than winners. You're never going to get rich off the lottery. I want you to know that. When you give a customer goods on credit, you who's watching, you sold goods on credit. The customer doesn't pay. It translates ultimately to a bad debt, engendering a loss on your balance sheet. The same way with the lottery company, you win the lottery, ultimately translating into a loss on their balance sheet. Is a win for you, a loss for them. A win for the customer, a loss for you. Now, I want you to work in the consciousness of that you can never get rich off the lottery. The second is you play the lottery to stave off boredom. When you play the lottery, your dopamine is at its peak. You are expecting to win. You fantasize how the killer profit you make off this free money. You earmark a portion for spending, and immediately in that moment, you're thinking, oh, that the boss lady at the adjacent cubicle is going to be impressed with my latest purchase. My friends are going to perceive me higher. What you're doing is you're tricking your brain into believing that you're winning. And this is the cleverest thing lottery does. It feels that need of importance, that need that you are actually taking action to escape financial captivity as you should do, only that you're doing it through the wrong outlets. So you feel like you're taking action, you feel like your actions are laddering up onto something bigger. Maybe one day I'll get lucky. And by the law of averages, if I continue to play this, one day I'll win. But I would argue, let's say you did win the lottery, you get to keep little to no amount of that money. Why? Because now you think you're too good to work. Now you think your statistics and predictions are what got you there. You forget the role of chance in that aspect. You overemphasize your abilities. You then idolize that moment. Let's say you wore a green shirt to play the lottery or to pick the lottery ticket. You idolize that movement, idolize everything you wore, idolize your predictability, you idolize the whole movement in general. It's only a matter of time before you realize it was purely lucky. You got lucky. You know when you realize that? When you've lost all your money. That's when you realize it. So you're never going to get rich off the lottery. A quick recap. First is make a decision to stop gambling. The second is you're never going to get rich off the lottery. The third, you do this to stave off boredom. I want you to walk in the consciousness of these 3 points I just listed. Walk in the consciousness of them. I believe if implemented correctly, you not only get over this poor habit, you do something better. And one more thing I would like to add is that time you spend in looking at statistics and these false charts in order to enhance your decision making, replace it with a good habit, because this is what most people do. When they take out a bad habit, you've left a void. You have to fill that void unless you relapse. Yeah, it's like trying to quit porn. You say you're not going to watch porn any longer. That time you spend jerking off and staying looking for the perfect video, you have to replace it. So you replace this habit with either reading, going to the gym, identify your goals, take actions that nudges you towards that direction. That's the first thing you need to do. So all in all, I believe if you implement these 3 things correctly, it would improve the quality of your life. As always, it's a pleasure speaking to you guys. See you in the next one.